And our next stop is for Friday's D2 girls game, and that is the St. Thomas More Lady Cougars, looking for lucky number 7 in a row, as they've won the past 6 titles in Division II. On with me today is head coach Daniel Underwood and senior player Brinsley Picard. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Hey, listen, look, this has been an incredible run. It's been 6 in a row. Everybody and everybody outside of Ben Franklin's probably chalking up number 7 already. Listen, what has it been like, Daniel? I mean, I'm gonna start with you. I mean, you've been there. This is your 8th season at STM.
Year 10 at STM will be 8 championship appearances in a row here.
Right, 8. It's 8 championship appearances in a row. What's it like, Daniel? I mean, just being in charge of such a top level program in high school right now.
I mean, there you go. It's incredible. It's a privilege. It's an honor to coach a group of young women like this who are just extremely talented. They have the right attitude, right work ethic to just go out there and really buy in to everything that we present them. And the culture over the years has just grown to something beyond what I ever expected it to become. Where, I think this group of seniors is instilling values and experiences that they've had over the course of their 4 years. But I think they've pulled some knowledge from those that were way back nearly 8 years ago. And so each class just continues to impart knowledge and experience onto the next class to build what has become a program of consistency, and it's grown into something very special here.
Let me ask, and I guess I'll ask Brinsley this one because it's kind of from a player's perspective. Do you ever get nervous for these semifinals, finals, or anything, or is it just like second nature now?
Um, Obviously, every single game, our opponent gives us their best game because we're STM.
Right.
So we get nervous almost every game, but good nervous.
Right.
No complacency. We give it our all every game.
Okay, so let me ask y'all about this experience. All this experience, Daniel and Brinsley too. This is gonna be your 4th in a row. What what have you learned? Like, is there certain things that maybe y'all went through and you're like, oh, we're never doing that again? That almost backfired, or something else, or something maybe from the beginning. You mentioned this was the 8th in a row, so your first one, maybe something you learned on the first one that came in handy for the next 6. So I'll start with you, Daniel. How has experience and maybe some of the lessons that have been learned, and whether it was a costly lesson or not so costly?
I mean, do we have time?
I know you probably got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean, at this
Right.
point,
You
it's
could write the manuscript on what to expect and what things to avoid.
but I think one of the things I learned early on in my career was to uh, lean into other coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And so early on for me, it was coaches like Wes at Lakeshore, you at Beauchene, um, Dave Laperouse, Al Silva's, the Petros, like Lisa Leverman. I mean, there's so many coaches
Right.
around our state who, before I became the head coach of St. Thomas More, had a plethora of knowledge, and I stole or yeah, I stole a lot from them. I mean, I remember looking up YouTube videos of Mike Ortner at Saint Scholastica, and you can actually, I think it's still on there, where you can find his halftime speech or his
Mm-hmm.
pregame speech to his players, and so yeah, I just looked around the state at other programs and try to take success that I saw other programs have and apply it. Some of it worked, some of it didn't work. Like you said, over the years, you just have to kind of learn. I'll tell you a big one was we don't stay overnight. I can remember
Right.
8 years ago, Lakeshore at, what was that, Pan Am? Or Tad
Tag
Gormley.
Gormley, right?
Yeah, we did the whole, came
Yeah.
up the night before, and it was kind of out of our routine for what we had done.
Right.
And I felt like we were extremely sluggish, so we charter a bus up. We treat it like any other game day at this point. So yeah, that's one experience. Another thing I've learned is to treat the prep. It's more important to have players who are physically prepared to compete than it is to overtrain them. You're not going to drastically improve who you are as a team in the last week of training.
Right.
So yeah, we had the girls go do yoga. Monday is a recovery. Today we're into a tactical session. tomorrow is a little bit of cardio and again, deep stretching, recovery. And then we'll kind of put some fine tune, some things on Thursday and head over there. So again, try not to overcoach. I mean,
Right.
high school soccer is fun. Um, it's not professional or collegiate soccer. Here, coaches, they're like doing all these things that these programs do in the EPL, and I'm like, they're high school girls.
It's
They got. I can tell you right now, she's probably more concerned about a test next week at various points than she will be about the state championship game. But yeah, just that would be my advice from a coaching perspective. I think as players, they kind of the good thing is for them is I think players are creatures of habit. So it is a blessing that we've been there enough times. We know the routine.
Definitely.
Uh, you know, they sent us what the schedule of the state championship, arrive pictures. Our girls are so accustomed to that routine now. They almost enjoy it, right?
right. So, to you, Brinsley, your experiences in this for these last 3 years coming into this year, well, how's it been for you? Like, what have you learned, or what are you expecting on Friday?
Well, we have been here for 4 years, so the girls today at school, we were just talking about how like we know exactly what to expect when we
Hmm.
come in. Obviously, we're gonna be nervous, but we know exactly what's gonna happen in the schedule and everything. But um, on the lines of the past 4 years and what's been different and what I've learned that it takes a team. It takes all of the players to play and the bench, and you never know when you'll be called up on. Um, Freshman year, I was the only freshman, and I barely saw the field. We had amazing seniors who I've learned pretty much all of my skill from, or most of my skill. And then now, like I'm leading my team to our seventh state championship. So really, it takes everyone. You might not realize it, and you might not know, but you make an impact on your team. And so definitely teamwork. We've been working on teamwork. Our team is the closest I think it's been in 4 years. We go get dinner when the coaches don't even know after practicing games like once or twice a week. Like we love each other. We're best friends. We do stuff outside of soccer too. So yeah, I think it's all about teamwork. If we weren't as close as we were and we couldn't get over the obstacles that we face, we wouldn't be the team we are and we wouldn't be heading to the state championship Friday. So teamwork.
That's good stuff there because a lot of times you hear of teams that are so good that a lot of times what usually falls apart for them is they're not as close together. That sounds amazing. I've noticed it too over the past few years, especially in Hammond when I get to see a closer up look at y'all at the finals. Y'all are always close. Y'all are always tight knit and everything. So that shows a lot of huge, ups to your coaching staff and your leaders on that team for keeping that going, that culture going of winning, and it's an amazing thing to watch. Look, I usually ask what has to go right to win. I almost want to ask you what has to go wrong to lose, but I'm not going to do that out of respect because you got a tough opponent coming in Ben Franklin. I watched them against Caddo. I got to cover that game, and they're pretty dynamic on the attack. So what has to go right for y'all, to be holding up number 7?
I
Either one
think
of y'all.
at this point in the season, we play one of the most competitive regular seasons that we
Right.
can schedule, and we do so for a reason, so that we're used to competing at this high level week after week. Over the course of the season, we've experienced different types of teams and opponents, and when you get to the playoffs, I feel so often there's teams that are trying to elevate. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, good.
Yeah, keep
Sorry.
going.
I think there's teams that are trying to elevate their level of play, whereas we're used to a
Right.
playoff type atmosphere, a playoff type level of play. We've encountered uh, different situations and scenarios, and so we can kind of lean back into that. So to your point, we understand Ben Franklin's a storied program in Louisiana high school soccer. Doesn't surprise me at all that they have this opportunity to compete for a championship. We know it's a tough task ahead of us. We give them all the respect in the world. Um, However, we do have confidence in ourselves. We do have confidence that we can lean into that experience. So whatever, you talk about a great offense. We've seen that, right? We know kind of how to defend it. We've seen fast strikers. We've seen tall strikers.
Everything.
Yeah, we've seen great goalkeepers, great defenses, midfield play. And so yeah, there's as a team, the players have a lot of experience that they can lean into uh, to hopefully overcome whatever Ben Franklin has to throw at us. And on the opposite end, we have a lot for Ben Franklin to have to deal with. And over the course of the season, again, we've seen teams take away, our striker. We've seen teams do some different things, try and double down in the midfield or high press off of goal kicks. So there's different things. We try and give teams a whole lot of problems, and hopefully they don't have all the answers to all the problems that we throw at them. And then vice versa, we try and have all the answers to any problems that they might throw at us.
All right. Well, listen, guys, it's been an honor covering y'all like for the last 6 years, and I think number 7's coming this week. Ben Franklin's gonna do as good of a job as they can, and hopefully we have a good, decent game. I know you're probably shaking your head, Daniel, hoping it's not, but listen, congratulations on another fine season. This run has just been incredible, and we'll see y'all both on Friday. It's sorry, that was last year. 5 o'clock kickoff, Strawberry Stadium on Friday. Congratulations, and again, good luck, St. Thomas More, Daniel Underwood, and Brinsley Picard.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.